Easy fat loss for women, typically 30 and over Masterclass. Okay. Exclusively who I almost work with, but things do change. You guys can all see my screen, right? So I'm not talking to myself. We got a thumbs up. Oh, no one said anything yet. So we're good. So we're gonna go over a couple things. Losing weight with out any food restrictions. I 100% believe in no food restrictions or like alcohol because then it's not sustainable. There's no point in doing it. We're going to go over consistent weight loss and overcoming plateaus that may come up. And then we're going to talk about mastering exercise and making it as quick and efficient as possible so that you can tone up faster and make the most for the time that you're putting into the gym. Okay. Now, who am I? My name is Jesse, and I've struggled with the fitness journey for a long time. Now, I've struggled with emotional eating mostly. I'm an eater when I'm emotional eating, but when you get right up here in the mind, that usually takes care of everything else. So we're going to talk a little bit about mindset. We're obviously going to talk about tactical tips, but like I've tried keto, I tried intermittent fasting, I've done all the fad diets, you name it. Hit workouts on YouTube. I killed myself, and I didn't see the best results. So on the left there, I was trying a whole bunch of different things, and I found fitness around like 1920. I didn't know what to do with my life, and I've been a trainer ever since. It's the only thing I've really done out of high school. I loved it. The rest is history from there. Just a little bit about myself. I also faith is a big part of who I am, and I give all the glory to God for what I've been able to accomplish, and it saved my life, honestly. I'm sure we've all had troubles along our life on our journey at some point, and that's a big part of who I am. And honestly, a big like it's not the whole program is about like my testimony or anything like that, or like the faith side of things. It's a part of it, and I will talk about it lots, and I'm not afraid to. And I'm not gonna obviously force anyone to believe in what they don't want to believe. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm just sharing what I believe and what he's done for me. Sometimes you've probably seen that in my content. So why do I coach women? Why listen to me? Right? Why I'm a guy. Why would I coach women, right? I know it is straight up harder for women to lose weight or fat. Hormones, PCOS, menopause, you name it, all the things that go along with it. There's a ton of pressure for you guys to look a certain way, right? And I've trained for about 3 years in person before. I started online, and women actually follow a plan better than men. I actually get along with them easier. I don't know why. My wife actually thought I was, and she just thought this. I was actually a gay at one point. I'm just a friendly guy, and I love this. And you're gonna see that come through this. But honestly, I've just find I get along with women better. They follow the plan easier, and I get more transformations. So, I've been coaching now. I got 100 plus transformations. I've been coaching 7 years total, personal training. So, now if you're like I go 100 plus, these are all just some ladies that are here. There's actually no one here that's in this call, I don't think. But there will be, I think, one I added in here. So you may feel like you're working hard, but you may feel like there's no changes happening in your body. Okay. Or you may feel like you're eating healthy, but there's no changes happening in your body. And that's frustrating as heck. So there might be some of you here. My question is for you. Why are you here? A lot of you are slowly either gaining body fat or you haven't seen a change in your body in a while. You can't seem to gather the motivation to actually stay consistent, especially your nutrition, right? Or what you used to do does not work for you anymore. Like when it comes to exercise and nutrition, it just doesn't work, right? And maybe you are putting in the work. Maybe you have been consistent. Maybe you're not. Maybe you just been off and on roller coaster ride for a very long time and you just can't figure out the way to stay absolutely consistent to it, right? We're going to go over all that and how to break through that, those beliefs about yourself and just mindsets. Now, turn on your cameras. I want to see you guys. Be present, right? So I can pop in and out here, but I'm just looking at one person right now. But just take this info in. Make sure you write notes or do something so you can remember this. This will be recorded as well. But I think I'm recording this. I really hope. A second. I'm going to stop my share for a second just to make sure I'm recording. Okay. Yeah. It's like that would be sucky, but we're good. Again, what are your goals? Is it to lose belly fat? Is it to lose inches? Like what is your goal? I want to see some in the chat. Can we put some messages in the chat for anyone that is here? What is your goal when it comes to this fitness journey? Do you know how to find the chat? Hopefully some of you guys do. I'm gonna stop my share for a second. The chat is gonna pop up red when I say hey. A lot of my clients here, but We got a couple people saying some stuff. Tone belly overall. There we go, Robin. Love it. Lose weight, tone up. Natalie, you guys are fine in the chat. Fantastic. If you have problems, just let me know. You can raise your hand, or just like unmute yourself and yell. Set myself for session. Jen, lose fat and maintain is huge. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Get stronger. Okay. Well, D's getting stronger. You're too strong now. Just kidding. Lose belly fat. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. You got some. We're just gonna there, but she's just laughing. Okay. I love it. Lose belly fat. We got lots of things going on. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again so I can see that. We got it. Okay, so why have you been putting off? You may have had a goal. Sometimes we know what we need to do, but there's things that we don't do. So we can either use the too busy, we can use the overwhelmed with info online, because a lot of people are saying a whole bunch of different things. This person's saying that, that person's saying this. What should you actually follow, right? And I get that. That was me at one point too. When you do all your own research, you can kind of just fluff off anything you know that isn't true, but that takes years, and I understand that. So simply, you just don't know enough, like I said, to do it on your own, or you're scared of failing once again because you've tried 17 different things and nothing is stuck. Maybe you've lost the weight and you gain it right back just as fast as you lost it. And I can understand why you wouldn't make sense trying something ever again. But the question I have to put on you is like, if you don't try anything, like what's a bigger failure? You doing nothing or at least trying something again? Because I think a bigger failure would be doing nothing, like a lot of people just do. Okay. Now, getting consistent results and overcoming plateaus. Number one, patience with persistence. Okay. So the big thing when it comes to expecting results fast, we want that. I get that. You should see changes in your body in a month if you're doing things right, 100%. But big transformations take time. This is the way it is. We're going to go over self-negative talk and getting in your own way, because if you can win the battle up in the brain, you will win the battle in the scale. All right. We're talking about the fear of the scale. You should not be fearing the scale. Scale is actually very important. It gives us good data on what's going on. Okay. A lot of people say like you don't need to use scale. You definitely don't to see results necessarily. But it's actually a valuable tool. Take Lydia here. So she battled with a mindset of all or nothing thinking. We had probably 2 conversations before she actually joined, but she battled with being all in or all off. And she is still an all in person, but when she messed up, she would fall off the rails and like would have to start over again because she would just go into that binge mode and just do it over and over again, lose the same 10 pounds over and over again. Okay. She was restricted mindset of being like perfect, which led to inaction sometimes. She just literally would stop. But as you can see now, she crushed it. Now, a lot of women I find struggle with the fluctuations on the scale. It can get very upsetting. Okay. The main thing is you can't let the scale dictate what you do on any given day. Whatever day, like whatever happens, you cannot let that scale move. If it goes up or down, you got to keep the same emotion for the most part. You can be excited, of course, but you can't get too up and you can't get too low when it's going down or up. Okay. Because everyone's journey, you're going to go down and up. You probably heard that before. The scale is a great tool, right? But you can't have a bad relationship with it. You have to learn what influences it. By staying away from it, that does not help the deep down issue with the scale. And if you weigh in once in a while, you're never going to get a full big picture of what's actually happening with your results. So you should be weighing in every single day. I make 90% of people do that. Okay. There is some people that have really deep emotional scars from the scale that sometimes we can do like once a week. It's fine. But rare case. Does the scale matter when it comes to losing body fat or like back fat, thigh fat, whatever? Yes and no. Losing weight is a good sign you're losing fat, period, right? If you lose weight, you're going to be losing body fat a lot faster than compared if you didn't lose weight. That's just how it works. You can lose body fat and build muscle at the same time. That's called body recomposition, but it's slower. It's slower. If you're willing to be patient with that, you can do that. You can take that route. But it is a slower process, and you're going to feel like it's going to take forever. And sometimes you may not notice a change, right? And that's frustrating because you want to see results from the amount of time you're putting in, right? Now, and if you're a beginner and you're 6 months of training, yes, you can do that. If you're after a year of consistent training on a good program, a lot of you guys haven't maybe done a good program, and that's okay. Maybe you can still build muscle and lose fat, but the majority of the time, you typically would want to focus on fat loss if you have a significant amount of fat to lose for the fastest results, right? So being busy or summer vacations is an excuse. So I get this all the time. We got winter holidays coming up, right? They don't want to start because winter is coming up and they don't want to like fail, right? You should start when it's literally one of the, maybe not the hardest time of the year, but like it's going to be close to it. You should start at those times before that. Like this is the time to start your journey. Like it's not like at Christmas, obviously, right? You're setting yourself up to fail. But you got to be able to work through those times because you know how many times people gain like 5 to 10 pounds over the 2 weeks of Christmas holidays. It's insane, right? So you have to have a game plan. It doesn't have to be to lose weight, but it can be to maintain weight during those times. But you can't use it as an excuse. Usually it's just a mindset. You're like, okay, well, I'm going to be eating whatever I want. There's going to be so much food. I'm just gonna, yeah, I have to enjoy it. I'm not gonna restrict myself because that's no fun. There has to be an in-between ground for that, right? You can go on vacation or you can go away on holidays or you can have Christmas holidays, and you get frustrated that the scales up, but like you can get back on track right away. But like I said, like you got to have that mentality that this isn't like a seasonal thing. This isn't just like I go hard during the nice months and I take the summers off because they're going camp and stuff like that. That can't doesn't work. It doesn't work like this. You don't have to be perfect, but there's gonna be times of seasons to maintain the weight loss, and there's seasons of times to like push the weight loss, and that's something we work on continuously with people. It's like if we can just maintain during the season, that would be the win, right? Because a lot of times we just can't maintain. We can go hard when things are ideal and everything's perfect. We can be on point with our nutrition, but what happens when we're not in our ideal circumstances? How do you actually stay on track? Information overload. A lot of you guys have information overload. So you watch all these recipes on like Pinterest, you save all the ones, you watch all the videos on Instagram, and you save everything, but you just don't take action on the things that you need to be taking action on. Okay. Then you get confused. Is it my hormones? Is it like what's going on? What's the problem? Why am I not losing weight? Before you even start taking consistent action for 21 days. Okay. You need to start before you're ready. There's gonna be no perfect time. The main thing about this. Okay, because some of you guys have been putting this off for way too long. And what are the consequences? I have to ask, what are the consequences if you don't take action? What does your life look like 1, 5, 10 years from now? Low energy, not being able to play with your grandkids. You're not able to hike anymore. You're not able to do any sports that maybe you like to do, right? Or God forbid you have an early death, right? Is it easy to work out? Is it easy to eat healthy? No, definitely not. But you need to choose your heart. You've probably heard that saying before, right? So you have two options. You just keep going what you're doing. Maybe you're not taking an action. Maybe you're doing the wrong things, right? And we'll get into the details, but maybe you're just not consistent enough, and that's the number one priority. But it ain't easy, but it is simple. I love that quote too. Limiting beliefs. Some of you guys don't believe you can actually pull this off. Maybe you don't think you have the willpower or the discipline, right? And those thoughts hold firm in your mind because you have tried and failed in the past. It makes sense, right? But maybe you just never trusted the process and gave it a long enough shot, or you had the wrong strategy. So you have to have the belief. If you don't have the belief they're going to do this, like you have to full-heartedly believe. Anyone that comes into the program that full-heartedly believes, I can tell, and then they usually see success because they believe that they're going to get there one way or another, even if they go through the worst struggles. Number two, we're going to be talking about nutrition now. Okay, if I lose any of you guys, if I got to talk too fast, just let me know. All right, because I want to make sure you're taking this in and it's making sense. Top nutrition tips to keep lasting fat continuously. Okay, we're going to talk about under eating during the week, not hitting protein targets, and not planning and losing control. Smash my mic. Okay. This is Carla. Carla was really good with her workouts, but her nutrition was out of whack. Okay. She was somebody that worked out consistently. She struggled with snacking and sugar cravings. The belly fat was obviously not going anywhere. Okay. Because nutrition is obviously king. We talk about that. You know that. You can't out train a bad diet. Okay. What we did, and this is what I get everyone to do. Everyone has this big misconception around tracking calories sometimes that it's like so hard that's going to be like take so much time to do. It's really not. But we have to make sure we're knowing your numbers. If we don't know your numbers, eating healthy is not going to get you where you want to be. Like it's not going to get you to lose back fat. It's not going to get you to lose belly fat. Okay. So we have to know your numbers and some quick tips I didn't put in here. Like if you take 5 to 10 minutes planning your calories like on MyFitnessPal in a day, you can get that done in 5 to 10 minutes. You don't have to do it throughout the day. Don't try and figure it out as you go throughout the day. Have that plan. And then if you have that plan, right? If you plan to, or if you don't plan, you plan to fail, right? That's not how you say that. I messed that up. But you have to know your numbers because you can't get frustrated if you don't know your numbers. That's just period. That's just the way it works. Okay. So under eating, we're going to be talking about under eating. So many of you guys are under eating and it's crazy. And you're under eating Monday to Friday, and there's a day you just completely binge or you eat way too many calories, even though it feels like you may not be. But again, it comes down to you probably don't know your numbers. I promise you, the reason you're not losing belly fat is because you're not eating enough. That is not the reason. Okay, like actually eating enough, like physical calories. But the problem is you probably aren't actually eating enough Monday to Friday or certain days of the week. Monday to Friday, 1,000 to 1,200 calories. Saturday, Sunday, 2,500 plus calories. This will offset your calorie deficit, right? So you're good Monday to Friday, crush it, and then you just decide not to track 1 or 2 days, and then it's blown out of the water, which is frustrating as heck. Okay, you guys know about protein; it's everywhere. Okay, it's literally everywhere. One thing I want you guys to know: you can overeat protein, like and take away from your carbs and fats when you don't really need to be eating more protein than you need to be. A lot of people sometimes overeat on protein and they don't get enough carbs. You're scared of carbs for whatever reason. Carbs are like really good for your workouts. You don't necessarily need them. They're not an essential nutrient for your body, but you will notice probably an improved workout performance for most people. So, but let's get into protein. Obviously, you know it keeps you full, it keeps you satiated, right? You should be hitting your protein targets like at least 5 days out of the 7 days of the week to get the best results, minimum. That's what I typically see. So 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of your goal body weight is plenty for your protein intake. Plenty, 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 plenty. Okay. If you get more than that, you can. It's just gonna like help with satiety, but it's not necessarily gonna be beneficial for the protein and like the actual protein benefits for you. Okay. So example, you're 200 pounds, you would want to get to 150 pounds, right? So you would eat like 150. That would be 1 gram per pound of your goal body weight because your goal body weight's 150. Like 120 would be the 0.7, right? So 120 to 150 grams per day. Okay. Do we have any questions? Vanessa, is there any questions in there? I don't think so. I can't see on my end. In the chat.
Mm,
He's munching. What are you eating?
I'm eating chicken.
There we go.
I'm
Perfect.
starving. I had a busy day. No,
Nope.
there's
Okay.
no questions in the chat. It's just talking about what they want to accomplish.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay. So you got to have some easy protein sources because if you don't have easy protein sources, you're going to make it a lot harder on yourself, right? So when you're picking your protein sources, you want to try to limit like really high fat proteins if you're trying to get a lot of protein. Like so chicken thighs and like fatty ground beef, you're going to want to try and limit those as much as like you can. You can have one meal or two of those because that's going to take away from like your calorie content, right? I'm not saying you can't have those, but it's going to be a lot harder. So you want to have typically easy protein sources and leaner protein sources. Okay. So like obviously yogurt, cottage cheese, any meat, ground turkey, chicken, pork, tenderloin, leaner sources if possible. Okay. You've probably heard that one before. Oh, there it is. I was like, I had the quote in here somewhere. Lack of planning. If you plan to fail, you plan, or if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's what you said. It's like tongue twister myself. Um, so usually Monday to Thursday, we might even meal prep. We might even have an idea for what our meals are, but what about the weekends? We don't even have a plan for the weekends. We're just like, we have that mindset that like that. We're saying, okay, it's the weekend. I can just relax and chill. Yes, you can, but you still have to have some type of a game plan on the weekend, or else you're going to be in this constant cycle of not seeing results that you want to see, right? Um, if you haven't meal prep before, I recommend you work not from home. You have to meal prep. There's no other way around it. I don't think I've anybody had consistent success without meal prepping if they're not working from home. I work from home, so I do meal prep my food, but I put it all in containers and I put it together like for the meal. You got to have some type of meal prep, or else you're just not going to have success. Eventually, you will be able to go to like 2 meals plan, 3 meals plan, and then three. Like I would recommend you do one like a lunch just to start. You don't necessarily have to prep your supper because that might be with the family, but you should have at least something prepped in the day. I would start with one and then go from there. There's no other way around it. It's a lot of anxiety, a lot of inaction. Make it simple. Make it 3 ingredient foods: a protein, a carb, and a fat, and boom, you're like good to go. Okay, don't make it more complicated than it has to be. You'll take the stress off your plate for the week and you can go crush it. Okay, always have 5 go-to meals on hand that you can make in 5 minutes or less. So instant oatmeal with protein powder, Greek yogurt with protein powder, and some fruit of your choice. That's your example. Tuna packet. Maybe you guys are tuna fans with like some bread or toast. Beef jerky with some rice cakes, like protein shake with fruit. a smoothie. I love smoothies. I have one every single day. It could be like prepackaged chicken packets from Costco. Like there's like the square ones. There's lots of different options that you can have. Edamame with just a salad. Like salads are easy to whip up. You can have rotisserie chicken with the chicken salad. That would take 5 to 10 minutes to prep. Just little things like that. The big thing is you got to have something always on hand that can be prepped in under like 15 minutes. So regardless of how busy you are, how crazy your life is, you have that available to you. Again, it's all about planning. It's not as stressful as you think if you have the stuff available. Protein rule. How do you tell if something's good in protein? 10 grams of protein per 100 calories. That's good. Doesn't necessarily everything we have to eat has to be that, but 200 calories, you take away the zero, that's 20 grams of protein. That would be something that's pretty high in protein. It's a high protein source. Okay. Peanut butter doesn't have that. So it's not a protein source. Peanut butter is not a great protein source. Right. So 10 grams per 100, like, so 10 grams, you take away the zero, it'd be 10 grams of protein, right? Makes sense? Okay. Can I pick? I want to ask someone. I messed up my share for a second just to make sure everyone's awake. Does anyone have, Robin, what's your biggest takeaway? Because you have your camera on. I get to pick on you. Oh, someone asked a question. I'm going to ask you to mute. There you go.
Me?
What's your biggest takeaway? Yeah, you, Robin. Yeah.
Um, well, I mean, I'm writing a lot down, but the meal prep is probably key for me. I could probably do that better.
Awesome. I like that. And it's setting aside the time and making that regular block in the week, whatever that is. So that'd be a Sunday for you.
Yeah, likely. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I like to split it up too, like grocery plan Friday or whatever Friday night, and then grocery shop Saturday, and then Sunday you can prep it.
Yeah.
Split it up. You can. Then it's a little less stressful that way, or you can do it all on the same day. Awesome. So goal protein for 100 pounds would be 110. What's the best sources? So there's a lot of sources I just listed there, Michelle. But I can send you a protein list after that, or you can put it in the chat too. There's endless, not endless, but that's a great question. Okay, I'm gonna hop back into it because we got more to go. Okay, I want to talk about the training now. Okay, so best training principles. Now, nutrition is a big part of this if you're trying to lose belly fat. You might be going to the gym for years and never look like it though if the nutrition never gets in check. There's a lot of people that go to the gym just they don't ever look like they work out. If you don't overcome your bad habits, you'll never see any progress with especially with the belly fat. Okay. The thing is, I want you guys like a lot of times people are like, why don't I have more ab exercises in my workouts? Guys, you should not be doing more than 2 to 3 ab exercises in your workouts, period. Okay, because for the time that you're putting in, maybe you only have 3 days a week to work out. That's plenty. Direct ab work. If you're trying to like lose belly fat, it's all coming through nutrition anyways, right? So I rarely ever program more than that unless someone really loves to do ab exercises every single day. Like I see so many people just do abs every day for no reason. They just do high rep abs. You should train your abs like any other muscle, low rep ranges, like 8 to 12 works, or even lower. You can go like 5 to 10, 3 to 5 sets per week. That's all you need. These are just a couple examples, like a cable crunch, and then I put a decline reverse crunch for some exercises there. Okay. Lots of other options too, but I didn't want to like go a whole presentation about just exercise. So main thing is just like all you need is 2 to 3 specifically there. And you want to focus on spinal flexion and extension. If you're trying to work your ab muscles, like see your abs, those would be the type of exercises. It's not for stability necessarily, but that's for actually like flexion and working on your abs. That spinal flexion and like this is like curling. You see like guys' abs are curling right there. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to contract those abs, like in doing like planks and stuff. That wouldn't be a great option if you're trying to work your ab muscles, if that makes sense. Okay. Exercise intensity. Now, this is a big, big one for you guys, especially women, I find. And again, it's not like not being picking on a gender here, but training to failure, like what does that actually mean? Okay. The number one mistake I see is you guys don't know what true failure looks like. Okay. So what I mean by failure? Failure means that you can't do another rep with proper form because you trained hard in that set. So most sets you should be doing should be taken to failure or 1 or 2 reps shy of failure, or that set is not even effective. So a lot of women's sets I find when I watch form checks and stuff aren't even effective. Okay. So you're just going through the motions and it's frustrating. So when I talk about exercise before I move on, training to failure, like your rep speed when you're doing a bicep curl, for instance, like right when you do a bicep curl, it should by the last 2 reps, the speed has to slow down, not by you doing it intentionally, but because it gets hard, right? So that you have to get to that point where the rep speed significantly slows down, or you're not going to be really doing much in the gym, honestly. And you have to get to that point for your muscle to like have a stimulus to want to change. And you need to build muscle to tone up, or you need to hold on to muscle while you're losing body fat so you don't lose your muscle and get skinny fat, right? So I highly suggest if you've never gotten like a personal trainer in a gym or send a video to a form check to someone, you have to do that, or else you could be missing out on a lot of potential progress. And I always hammer this on my clients to keep sending form checks because you can be missing out on some gains. So now to get rid of to focus on fat loss or belly fat or any kind of loss, right? You should focus the majority of time on building overall muscle mass, because the more muscle you have, like from training, right, the faster your probs will be. You'll be running it, or like you'll make it easier to get to a low enough body fat percentage, right? So if you have more muscle on your body, it'll be easier for you to look lean and more toned because you'll have a lower body fat percentage. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully, I got a question here. Why 8 to 12 rep range? I've been targeting 10 to 15. Great question, Lena. So when it comes to rep ranges, I actually program a lot in the 5 to 10 rep range. 10 to 15, you're just going to be, it's taking longer for the reps to get effective. Basically, the last 5 reps in a set are the only ones that actually matter. So like if you do 10 to 15, the first 10 reps didn't really matter. Okay. They mattered because it took you to get there, but like they didn't really contribute to building muscle necessarily. Okay. So when you do lower rep ranges and you learn how to do proper form, you can save time and you can be more accurate with your gut judgment on how close you are to failure. The higher rep ranges you go, you're going to burn more. They're going to have a more burning sensation, but it's also going to create more fatigue. And it's also going to take you longer, and it also just sucks more. And I'm all for being lazy and seeing results faster. So that's my suggestion there. Nothing wrong with doing 10 to 15 reps, but the majority of your work probably shouldn't be in that rep range. Like I said, majority I usually do 5 to 10. If someone's new to lifting, we'll do like a lot, some 10 to 12 stuff. But yeah. Okay. 3 days a week. More is not better. The amount of progress that 3 days a week I've seen with people is insane. Nancy did this doing 3 days a week consistently. She's a super busy nurse, found time for the gym. You don't need more than 3. Okay. You could do 4. I only do 4. I love training. I absolutely love it, but it's not like more is better. If you can do 3 consistently, that's perfectly fine. If you can do 4 consistently, that's awesome. But so many people do 4 or 5 and they end up not doing it consistently. And then you skip a workout and you don't do it for a week. And then you try and it just doesn't work like that. Right. Vanessa, doing HIIT workouts and Beachbody, not proper strength training program. There's a major difference between working out and training. This is something we focus on with her. It's like you can go to the gym, but if you don't have a structured plan, you're hopping from machine to machine to machine with no like rhyme or reason, or you're switching workouts every 1 to 2 weeks when you feel like it, and you're only doing exercise what you feel like, you're going to get mediocre results. There's a difference between working out and training. Training is training for a specific reason. Working out, you can just work out and do whatever. Right? Anybody can work out. You need to be tracking your weights, period, and progression weekly. You have to. You should be progressing every week or every with reps or weight every second week. Okay, ideally. Smaller muscle groups, they might take every second week for sure, like bicep curls, tricep extensions, like little muscle groups or shoulders, right? But note, you have to get the form down first for the couple weeks of training. I always like when you get the first couple weeks of training, you kind of figure out the exercise, right? And then you really start ramping it up and progressing it. And that's where you should see progress every week or every second week. Okay. You can use an app, you can use paper, but like an app makes it definitely a lot easier. You need rep ranges instead of trying to hit one number. So what do I mean by that? You don't want to have like 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 10. You just do that like that. You want to give yourself a rep range, like 8 to 10. You want to fall. So to figure out what weights you use, it's very simple. You find the weight that challenges you to fall into that 8 to 10 rep range, because a lot of women I find just stop when they get to a certain rep, range, or like they get to 8 reps and they just stop. Say that was the reps for the workout. They just stop at 8 because it said 8. But when you give yourself a rep range that allows you to fall in the rep range, and it accurately trains you failure hard enough. So you're having enough intensity so you can build muscle and you can tone up faster. Okay. So it's important that you do that. You need a little drink of water. All you need, 4 to 6 exercises in a workout. Nothing more than that. 30 minutes to an hour in another gym. 2 to 3 sets per exercise. This is a lot more time efficient. Allows you to focus on quality over quantity. There's no reason you should be doing more than 6 exercises. 4 to 5 in a leg workout, 6 max in an upper body workout. You just don't need it. Okay. By the 6th exercise you're beat, you should be beat. If you feel like you can do more, you're not training hard enough 100%. Okay. Oh, can you guys hear this? No. Is that a yeah? I don't think you can. Vanessa, can you unmute yourself?
I don't hear it.
No, here? Yeah, okay. You don't hear it. Just 1 second. One momento. Okay, sorry. We're gonna get to questions too. We're gonna go through it. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I can share and hear the sound. 1 second.
Be a setting when you share and if you can like allow audio.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I think I had it figured out and then I didn't. Share sound. There it is. Okay, can you hear?
Hello, my name is Lisa,
Yes.
and I have been training with Jesse for about 4 months. Prior to the training, I had tried all the fad diets and failed them and would beat myself up for failing them. So I found myself in that vicious cycle of dieting and not losing weight and beating myself up. I was stuck and needed help. I started seeing Jesse's videos on TikTok and I was highly interested, but hesitant mainly because I was afraid of failing. And I also was hesitant because I didn't know if I was capable of doing the workouts. But I was ready for change. So I signed up and I said yes. And that was the best yes I have ever made. With Jesse's guidance and nutrition and his training to date, I have lost 24 pounds and 21 inches. I am not the same person and my journey is just beginning. I would highly recommend Jesse to anyone who is ready for change. For me personally, Jesse has workouts. I'm capable of following the program. And I will forever be grateful to Jesse for his training and his guidance and his help, as well as the community of women that he has built. It has been an amazing journey so far, and I can't wait for the rest.
All right, so that was Lisa. Lisa's absolutely crushing it. Lisa's story really stood out to me because one of the biggest things that she struggled with was just belief in herself. Okay, sometimes you got to borrow that belief from other people. Okay, because sometimes we don't think that we can actually do it. We don't have that belief. And she's changed her mindset completely. She was someone that did not even work out really at all, and she's just been completely changed. And now she gets up at like 4:30 a.m. and she crushes it. So that should inspire the heck out of you, knowing that you can do that too. You can be that person. So she's still on her journey. She's still crushing it. Okay, then we got Carla here. I'm just gonna pause this. I think I showed her early in there. She was the one that was snacking with a lot. Snacking has the cravings and everything like that. We taught her how to train properly. Like we talked about all the structured stuff that we talked about there, and doing less in the gym. And that was the big thing for her. The big thing was the emotional eating for her too. When it comes to like snacking on at night, the big thing was eating more earlier on the day. But I'll let you hear from
Carla here in sunny Palm Springs. I just wanted to do a quick little video to let all you ladies know that you don't have to struggle anymore. I struggled all my life with my weight, realizing now that emotional eating doesn't get you anywhere. I thought I was doing all the right things at the gym and yet never seeing results. Came across Jesse in some Instagram posts, started looking at some of his posts and results that he was getting with other women, reached out to him, and I've been with Jesse since, I guess, the end of January, beginning of February, and I couldn't be more happy with the results I'm getting, both my body and the way things are changing, my mentality over food. Clothes-wise, I'm fitting pretty much the same as what I wore when I was 22. That was a really long time ago. Yeah, if you guys are thinking about reaching out, do it. I've recommended Jesse to a ton of my friends, and I'll keep recommending Jesse to a ton of my friends. I did the 6 months and was so happy I renewed for another whole year. So it's things I can take with me. Jesse's always there if you need to ask a question. Yeah, don't hesitate, ladies. Reach out.
Okay. So Carla's awesome. She's a big community person in the group too. But I want you guys to imagine that if you were to drop 15, 30 pounds, but most importantly, like what would you be able to do? You see muscle definition, you actually seen changes. You like how would you feel? How would you move if you actually did something like this and change your life when it comes to being like consistent on your is it a fat loss journey, your training, you learn these strategies that you can take forever, right? Or putting on your favorite clothes without hesitation, you get to do all of that again. And it might have been 10, 20 years since you've been able to do that. Like, what would that do for you? I want you guys to type some things in the chat box if you're actually able to accomplish some of these things and not just talk about it. Because a lot of women like will say, like, we start a diet. You've probably heard like the Weight Watchers, keto stuff, and then no one ever actually follows through it. You hear from it at the start, and then you don't hear from it 6, 5, 7 months later. So what would that do for you if you were able to accomplish this? If you can type in the chat box, whatever your goal was, I want you to imagine that. What would that change for you in your life, or maybe your kids' lives, for any of you that have kids here, or just in general. And I know for me, fitness was a stepping ground for confidence and something that transformed my life with the faith. And if I didn't have fitness, it taught me discipline. It taught me how to treat other people. I mean, it just taught like how to treat yourself better, right? If you feel free to share, like you can do that and what that would do for you. But if not, that's cool too. You guys might be typing in the chat box right now because I'll give it a second. What did it do for anyone here? You want to share? What did it do for you that's been here? I think I have a couple. There's a couple people. So here, one sec. Who's been here? D, what's it done for you?
Well, it's made me feel confident in a new way, and reminds me again that I can do hard things and I can stick with things. And, you know, because sometimes I don't get that at my work. I have to be here. But this one, I'm making the choices, and I am putting in the time, the effort, making the mental changes and seeing that development. And I'm proud of myself, and I'm not usually that proud of myself. So I mean, I'm enjoying this part of and I've been proud of myself at different stages, but I've gotten really proud of myself. And because it's not easy, but it also is easy as you do it day by day by day and stick with the process. It is workable. And now I feel I can do even harder things that I never thought I could do 4 months ago. And my mind is just swirling, going, okay, if I could do that, like I can get up now at 5 a.m. and I'm raring to go. And my husband's like, wow, you're back to your normal self. And I'm like, yeah, I don't even know this person anymore. So yeah, so if I can get up at 5 a.m. and go for my workouts and go out in the rain and the cold in the morning to the gym and do my thing with bedhead and come home and live my life, I can do a lot more. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Love that.
Yeah.
There's some really good ones in the chat here. Reunion with my clothes in 25 years. That would be amazing. Wow. Finally be 100% feeling body. Meant I have a lot of range, and I'm happy to be okay for 10 years now. I want to get dedication back full time, not just part time, feeling physically and confident again. Oh, I love it. Inspired me up. Okay. It's not gonna show me. So we got some things we would do for you guys. That's awesome. I love that. So there's gonna be some of you guys that just came for the training and like the knowledge, and I really hope you took away like at least one thing from there. Maybe the mindset thing, whatever. And just take the free info and piece. Like I'm totally cool with that. There might be some of you guys that be interested in like working with me in the JNK squad and Vanessa and implementing this stuff in this presentation. That's cool too. So if that's cool, and you'd like me to go over just a contain offer, I will put on just for the masterclass. So you guys can maybe lose the weight you want to lose or the inches, whatever your goal was, and keep it off forever, because that's the main thing that we want to provide you, is not the quick fix that's going to just get that short-term result. It's forever, because this is like you said, these thing is like a mindset thing that you're gonna be able to do this forever. So if that's cool, you can just say that's cool in the chat. And then we can move forward. So just all I need is one that's cool, and I will, but we'll go from there. We will do a Q&A after too here. I'll type in myself. I'm just kidding. It's cool. Okay, awesome. Okay, so here's the guarantee. You will lose, like, if you have a weight loss goal, and that's not like a building muscle goal, 15 plus pounds in the next 4 to 5 months, or lose like 4 to 6 inches off your waist, guaranteed. I would send you back every single dollar that you sent me. Okay, I can make this promise because I've helped hundreds of women do this. Okay, I am very dialed in the systems. I know what works and what does not work. Okay, it works. Okay, Crystal here, Laura, Marcy. Okay, just a few. So I got a special offer for anyone that stuck it out the whole training. You guys stuck around, stayed around here. So 20% off, which I've never offered before on a masterclass or anything like that. Okay, just for you guys that are here. Okay, on this call. Okay, now here's what you get using the JNK Method program in the squad. Okay, so you get custom access with training guidelines and instructions on how to progress customized to you, your goals 3, 4, 5 days a week. Okay, meal plans, unlimited high protein recipes designed for you, custom calorie targets, everything laid out for you. Weekly check-ins and accountability recipes too from me and assistant coach Vanessa. Okay, transformation specialist. You're gonna have the Facebook group support, the weekly group coaching calls to give you one-on-one time with me and Vanessa face to face. Monday motivation. I'm gonna yell at you, not gonna yell at you, but every week to keep you on track and self-sabotaging. So we go over something mindset related. All right. Would it be worth it if you lost the weight and didn't have to think about the weight you gained and give you all the skills you can keep it off forever? Would it be worth it? The question that the energy, the confidence, and the freedom, most importantly. You want that food freedom that everyone talks about? That is what it's there. Okay. I will show you a little bit what the app looks like here in a second, just so you have an idea. And so you can see it. 1 second. And then we can go over any questions. All right. I always pull up Lydia's because I asked Lydia that I can do this, so she's okay with it. Okay, so we're just pulling up Lydia's calendar. So basically, whatever we need to do for how many days a week you need to work out, we're gonna program that for you. So she's doing 3 days a week actually only right now. We can see like your calories, walking, like everything that you do, we pretty much can see, including like your workout stats. The workouts are all listed in here in her calendar. So she has like videos of everything, the sets, reps. We look at that. Vanessa checking in, making sure that you're doing the things, and that we're not going through a week with anything missed. So we're on top of things, right? You're not just like left to your own devices here. So we can do that. We can also look exactly at the food she's eating. And if we have to make swaps or whatever, we can change that in and out. Or if there's something that like we give meal plans at the start. I don't 100% believe in meal plans all the time. We want to give you some food freedom to think for yourself. That's how we structured that. And then so you get the calories, the protein targets, everything like that. And then we also track your progress with progress photos, measurements, and everything. Because like I said, what gets measured gets managed. So we make sure that you're looking at all these things. Okay. So for these are Lydia's progress, she's crushing it. But Lydia went through a lot of times. I'll explain this too. One of the times, like this is she's on a long-term journey right now because we went through initial fat loss phase. We went through a little building phase so she could focus on building muscle, and now she's in another fat loss phase. Okay. So this was intentional, right? This, I don't know what this was, but she had it was like a day of like sodium. But so we went through a fat loss phase, went through a little building phase, but ultimately this is her end result where she's at right now. She hasn't even updated her progress photos. This is what it takes to ultimately get a lean tone physique, and she's just starting her second cut. So she started all the way. I don't want to explain this and confuse you guys, but she started all the way down here. As you can tell, she's significantly changed. And these next photos are going to be nuts. But so we track everything. The workouts are customized. So you have the videos, you have the option to send form checks, like to make sure you're doing the exercises right. And then we also have the weekly check-ins that we touched upon. Like you fill out a form and that we provide you feedback every single week, one-on-one. Okay. Okay.
Hi,
My name
is
Nancy.
and I've been training with Jessie for about 6 months. I've tried all the weight loss programs.
Sorry, is there an echo?
Even to the point where I had gastric bypass. But yet I was never able to lose all the weight that I wanted or needed to lose. But with this program with Jessie, I have lost 25 pounds in 6 months. I have been able to work myself through some pretty significant plateaus that would at any other time made me want to quit and retreat to the next item that was out there. This wonderful group of women that Jessie has built in this program will pick you up when you need to be picked up, but they're also going to tell you the truth when you honestly need truth told to you. At almost 59, I am stronger than I ever was in my 30s. I can lift more weight now than I ever imagined I could. And by doing that, I am only making myself stronger and healthier. I can run faster than I've ever ran for longer distances than I've ever been able to run. And it literally has been the best investment I've ever made. And that investment was in myself. So if you want to invest in yourself, I highly suggest that you give Jessie a shot. Because his program works. The women that are here to help and support you. And it's just all in all a wonderful program.
Okay. That was Nancy. She's killing it still. So I got some of my clients in the chat box. If you guys want to send your experiences in the chat box, you can right now. But so the special offer is 20% off in the chat box, right? So if you put 20% off for the first 3 people that book a call are going to get this discount. Okay. I know there's only so many that aren't my clients in here, but I don't know, there's like 8, 10, I don't know you guys, but first 3 people that put 20% off in the chat box, I'm going to put a Calendly link that you can book a call and to make sure that we're a good fit, but only for the first 3 people. Okay. Once you do that, I want you guys to say done in the chat, right? If you are interested, and we'll get that started. So I'm going to drop my Calendly link in there. 1 second. And then we're going to do the Q&A. So that link in there, if you go through that, you just click it and then you can book it. It should give you like a couple days, and I think it's a longer time frame one though too. But only the first 3 people that book on that. I'll give you guys a second, and then like I said, we'll do some Q&A too while we're waiting. Okay. Um, do we have any questions, Q&A? We'll hop into it. So you can like raise your hands. And just let me know 1 second. I'm just gonna stop my share actually. You're very welcome, Michelle. Appreciate you for showing up. Okay. Do we have any questions at all? And you can just raise your hand. I can see it in the chat box or in here. So no, quiet. You guys all just are experts now. I love it. No, Robin, you got a question. Lena, you guys know no questions at all? You guys, you good? Whole thing. Okay, fine. That's fair. I may come back to this in your later time. Appreciate the videos. For sure. 100%. I appreciate you showing up. There's different programs, just depending on what you need, Regina. But that's usually we talk about that on the call. Hey guys. Well, you guys are a quiet bunch. I'm gonna pick on somebody for asking a question. What was your biggest takeaway, Mina?
Did you call my name or?
Yeah, I did.
I joined later, so I'm just thinking right now about the first slides because I missed like the first, I think 2, 3 slides. I joined like at 20 past. So
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
kind of
Okay.
fighting myself for that.
You gotta watch the replay. I'll send it out to everyone too.
Ah, okay. I'll be able to rewatch it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll send out a
Awesome.
replay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
So you don't miss anything. 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Thanks so much. Yeah, because I was just thinking like what did you cover in the beginning? And I was like, oh yeah, there was just like slide number 4 or 5 where I joined.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah, for sure. I'll send it out to anyone that signed up for this. So and then you guys can have the replay there. Yeah.
So I guess
Any
I had the
takeaways?
same I had the same question here around like programs and like the pricing. So
Yeah.
is it like completely different packages? Like what are we looking at roughly?
Yeah, exactly. It just like it depends on what you need, and there's like basic, and then there's like more advanced stuff. So it's just easier if you just like if you want to just book on the call, and then we can chat about it. Yeah, and it's a lot easier that way. And then I just ask you what you're looking for, and just make sure we're a good fit. Yeah, yeah. So did you see that link in the chat? Awesome. See you, Robin. I should peeled out. Yeah. So there should be a time there. It should be opened up for you. So just it takes like 1 minute to book. Food consistency and being accountable is my biggest takeaway. Yeah. I mean, the consistency, if you can't stick to it, it doesn't work. See you, Monique. You guys are awesome. You're welcome, Kathy. Do you have any questions? You're like, I'm good. I just can't. I got so much. I'm good. Um, Jessica, you're good? All right. All right. Go run with it. We also, if you guys, we'll also be doing another challenge in the next probably month or so if you want to check that out. But so my bowl of candy at work should go away. I mean, depends how many. It sounds like it's a daily thing. If it's in front of your face, 100% it's gotta go. I don't keep candy in my face, or else I would eat it too. I don't even have that much discipline, and I feel like I have a lot of discipline. So it's in a cabinet, but yeah, in my face. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys. If there's no other questions, we're gonna roll with that. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks, Steve, for coming. Vanessa, Terry, good seeing you. I always chat with you guys yesterday, I guess, but the day before. I don't get to see Dee often, but I got to chat with her. So that is gonna be all for today, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, you guys are amazing, and that will be all for today. Bye, Vanessa.
Bye. Thank you.
See you guys.